if you don't mind, I'm going to switch into English in order to facilitate the communication with the presenters.
We are very proud to have a wonderful set of presenters today. And the first is Mrs. Soraya Axelsson from Sweden, Helsingborg. I saw Soraya first at the Nordic Edge Smart City conversation from Helsingborg, and that time I decided to get to know her. And I wrote a letter to her and was very kind to accept our invitation to this conference. Soraya, if you are here, we welcome you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I hope that you can hear me, and I will also try to share my slides here with you. I'm sorry. Let's see if we can do it again. I'm very, very happy to be here to talk to you about the H22 project that I run in the city of Helsingborg. And for those, my name is Soraya Axelsson and I work as the head of H22. And for those of you that haven't been to Helsingborg, it's a beautiful mid-sized city in the southern part of Sweden. We have about 150 residents living here. We are a waterfront city, and we are also a city that is large enough to have muscles, but we're small enough to be fast. So in Sweden, Helsingborg is just 20 minutes away from Helsingborg, which is Denmark. So you can actually, when I ride my bike in the morning to my office, I can actually see into the Danes' kitchen window and see what they eat for breakfast. But it's a fantastic city that I work for. And what I'm going to share with you today is how we have taken on the smart city approach and how we have used innovation to not only transform our city, but also to include different businesses, associations, residents, academia, and innovators from all over the world in creating the future city. So cities over the world, we share the same challenges. Many of them are the same. We have climate change that we need to handle. We have integration issues that we need to take care of. We have the fact that the elderly people and the young people in our cities are increasing, but at the same time that the people that are working are decreasing. So we know that we will be fewer persons that has to deliver better service in the future, and we will also have less resources. We have the technology development that is so going so rapidly right now, and as a city you need to be a part of it, even if we can't be the actor that drives all the technological change. But these challenges we need to address, and we need to find solutions. And in Helsingborg, we have stated very, very clearly that we don't believe that we can solve them by our own. It's only when we collaborate together with others that we can actually have a chance to combat them. So what we are doing is that we are transforming Helsingborg into a platform and a test bed. We are no longer looking at ourselves as providers of services or producers of services. We look at ourselves as enablers. What if we could give everybody that has an innovation idea or an innovation initiative the possibility to test and develop in our city? What would happen? That is the most important question that a city can ask themselves today. So what we did was that all the way back in 2012, we decided on a joint vision for the city. So all the political parties stood behind this decision. It was everybody was actually determined that we need a joint vision. the politicians, they don't need to always be have the same picture of how we should reach the vision, but as long as we have the same place we're going, then we can actually we can actually succeed. So our vision is called Helsingborg 2035, and it states that in 2035 Helsingborg should be a global, united, balanced, creative and vibrant city. And that vision was very, very important because the next step was to decide on a joint objective, a joint goal. So in 2018, when we had worked a couple of years with this vision, we also had a decision made by the politicians of our city that Helsingborg should become one of Europe's most innovative cities by the year of 2022. And that goal is not because innovation is a buzzword. It is because we only believe that innovation will solve the challenges. Because we have been working with different kinds of development processes for many, many years, as well as cities around the globe. But it's not the change that we can make with ordinary development processes is not enough. We need to take leaps. We need to make radical change, and that's why we believe that innovation is the key. So what actually have happened, before I take you on the journey how we got there, I can take you to the conclusion. Helsingborg is now stated as one of Europe's most innovative and green cities in Europe, and that is announced by the EU Commission. And the reason why we're there now is because we have been working so focused on the H22 initiative. So when we started our work with the H22, we said that first of all, we need to have a point of delivery. So this point of delivery will be next year, and I will get back to you about that one. It's when we have our big city expo. But on the journey to the point of delivery, we need to focus on three things when we develop our city. We need to make sure that we develop innovative solutions for urban development and also for the welfare in our city. We need to make sure that everything we do in our city will improve the quality of life for the citizens. And we need to reinvent city governance. The city governance perspective is really important because the way we led cities 10 years ago is not the way that we can lead cities today. We need a more inclusive leadership. So it's no longer only about the political leadership. It is about the leadership in the municipalities organization, but also the businesses leadership, the citizens leadership, and how we involve the academia and associations in our city management structures. And to get started, we also made a historical investment. So at the same time in 2019, when the H22 initiative was politically decided, we also got a quarter of a billion Swedish crowns to put into our innovation work. And a quarter of a billion crown is about 25 million euros. So it's a big investment. But those money, they are not allowed to use in the ordinary budget work. They are only allowed to drive innovation. And when we talk about innovation in Helsingborg, we talk about two different sides of a coin. Where the first coin is the internal structures. We need to make sure that we have the right culture to drive innovation, we need the right structure, and we need to make sure that we have the right abilities. So we have, in the culture part, we are working with something that we call the dare, test, do mentality. We believe that the most dangerous thing for public sector is the fear of failure. Because if we want to drive innovation, we need to make sure that all our employees will will feel that they have the possibility to test new solutions. And we will fail. But we should make sure that we fail in different projects in a small scale. And the fails is something that we can learn from, and then we should stop doing that and we should start doing something else. But if we believe that we can drive innovation without failing, then we won't succeed. We will not create new innovations. We will only work with ordinary organizational developments. So that is the first part of the H22 process. The second part is what we call the City Expo and our innovation platform. That is actually three things within the City Expo that we're working with. The first part is that we are working on the international part of our collaborations. We want to collaborate with cities, with organizations around the globe, because we need to learn from those who are the best in their fields, and they are not always in Sweden. The second part is that we need to find new ways of partnering up with companies and organizations that are not built on procurement, because sometimes we need to use procurement, of course, but if we want to innovate, we need to we need to address the joint challenges, and then we need to work on the joint challenges to find the solutions, and that should not be based on procurement. And the third part is the City Expo platform, which is a big window of opportunity for all those who are engaged in this process to share their work, but also to ask the important questions of the future. So we have over 70 businesses and organizations as partners today, and we're very, very proud of this partnerships that we have created. And IKEA, for example, a global company, they are one of our co-creators. They are one of our main partners. And I would like you to hear from them about how they use the H22 Expo. And now I hope you will have my sound on.
We're creating a big boom there.
We are living in a society where we are not sure what the new normal yet is. But whatever the new normal will be, it demands that we collaborate and co-create rather than compete.
It's groundbreaking for two reasons. The first reason is that we are collaborating with the whole city, also with other partners, but with the people in the city. And the other one is that we are doing this for a longer period, a number of years.
I'm not sure that I've ever seen a whole city collaborate together with a big global company like this before in co-creating the future city together with the residents, so that we make sure that we leave a healthy planet with healthy people after us.
And of course, I look forward to listen, to learn and discuss new ideas with IKEA concerning how we can develop a smart and sustainable city for the future.
I hope this will have like a big societal impact, starting off from out of Helsingborg, of course, in the way that we're developing things. But also for us, this is one of the first times that we go and leave, the safety of just talking about the home and starting off talking about neighborhoods and city planning together with people.
I just can't wait to this.
Alig vero.
It's going to be incredible. So what IKEA is doing in Helsingborg, because of the H22 initiative, is actually 3 projects, and I will just run them by you very, very quickly. In one of our public housing area that we have been working on developing for the last 10 years, they will explore how to build a community kitchen, a community garden, and a community market together with the residents. They are in the forefront of driving businesses, and they want to work with the residents so that people that are unemployed and haven't been working for many years actually can get into creating their own business or learn new skills. And they do it by testing new methods, new types of solutions that will also develop their organization. They call this project DM, Do More, or Drottninghög Market. You can choose what name you would like to call it. They are also exploring in the central part of Helsingborg, we have a forest. So they are exploring how can they build communities if they start off on a new space that hasn't been explored yet. They are inviting design schools and architectural schools from different parts of the world to actually build a new type of community that will be started before next summer when the Expo will start, but it will also be ongoing during the City Expo. And the third part is that they are renting an old warehouse in our harbor where they want to explore the future of retail, the future of logistics, and the future of food to actually see how should they develop their business model in a way that it also will develop the city. And all these projects wouldn't be ongoing if we hadn't worked together without the Smart City initiative that H22 is. Another project that we're working on is that we're trying out autonomous vehicles and also electric vehicles. This is a pod that we have been testing together with a company called ENG, and it's actually an autonomous electric truck that could be used in the harbor. There are not these types of vehicles on the market yet, so we are using our harbor as the test bed, and the ENG, they are developing the digital solution, and then we're also working with other companies that are providing different kind of trucks. We haven't solved this yet, but we are testing it, and it's really, really interesting. Another project within the H22 is the Ocean Harbor. It's a new district that we're building. The interesting part with this district is not the houses. It's what it's inside the houses and under the ground. From all the different apartments and the buildings, we have invested in a 3-pipe sewer system where we sort out water. So it's black water, which is from toilets, the gray water from shower and laundry, and then we also separate food waste from all the kitchen. And from the food waste and the black water, we are producing biogas that is turned back into the area, to the district, so that it can be heat up the district. And from the remains of the biogas, we are producing fertilizer so that we can use that when we grow crops in our fields. So what we're trying to do in this district is that we're trying to create a totally circular district. But we're also working with the children. We're also trying out how can we actually include the children in developing the city. How can they design not only the playgrounds, because today in Helsingborg all playgrounds are designed together with children, but maybe in the future how can they be a part of designing the parking lots or new areas that we're building? Because the children's perspective is very, very important for us to have when we develop our city. And we're also exploring how we can use AI, for example, in preschool. This is Laiban. Laiban is an AI robot that lives in an iPad. The children, when they go out in the morning after breakfast, they can go to Laiban and then they can push a button to ask, what should I wear? And Laiban will tell them, it's 19 degrees outside, it's sunny, please wear a hat, you don't need sunscreen, and by the way, we're having Swedish meatballs for dinner today. And this is something that is used both for educational purpose, but also to create a calm environment when many children are on the way out to play in the yard. So this is just a few of our innovation projects. We actually have over 300 ongoing innovation projects in our city right now. And all of this project will be showcased during the H22 City Expo next summer. It's a big expo where we use our entire city as a meeting place. We expect over 1 million visitors, and I hope that all of you, of course, will come. We will explore how to create the circular city, how to co-create the city, how to create a city with high quality of life, and also what happens when a city opens up for innovation and for the world. And finally, I'm going to show you a short video that
Cities. What a wonderful place to live in. We are amazed by them.
We are amazed by the human experience, how we dare, test, and how we do. And when we share our experience, true change can happen. More and more people live in cities, creating challenges both for the climate and quality of life. This is where the battle for our common future must be won. Let me take you to Helsingborg, a city in Sweden, quite small in size, but big in ambition.
Helsingborg is one of the most innovative cities in Europe, with a vision that is clear and focused, and an investment of a kind that Sweden has never seen before. It's called H22.
A decision to open up the whole city for the world. Open up for new experiences, new ideas, new tastes, and exciting new horizons. In the summer of 2022, Helsingborg will be the place where change takes flight. A once-in-a-lifetime experience for anyone seeking a brighter future. Not just for a select few, but for the many. For the dreamers, the innovators, and why not the crazy ones. An amazing living lab where we together look beyond boundaries to a sustainable future we can call our own. Do you want to be part of creating a true change in the world? True change in you? Get ready to be amazed at H22 City Expo.
So with that, I would like to say thank you for having me. And on Sunday this week, we are launching our new City Expo website. I will put the address in the chat here so you can visit it. And then you can see about 50% of what you can explore during the Expo. So thank you very much for having me.